Hey everybody, so I'm not sure where we left off on page 124, so I do want to go through and give you a chance to double check some of these answers. If we already did some of these, scroll ahead into the video, type in the answer for that problem, and then move on to the next one. If we didn't do the problem, then get this down into your notes, then key the answer in, and I'll take you to the next problem. Okay, so we are on page 124, and we probably already noted that we want to go through and we want to make sure that when our matches are opposites, that we're going to go through it and we're going to add everything. However, when they are the same, right? When they are the same, we're going to make sure that we're going to go through and we're going to subtract. Okay, so let's go try one of these problems. I'm just going to do them on bigger page. So you're going to still be on page 124. So when I'm looking at this problem here and I'm looking trying to decide, well, where is my match going to be? I'm going to choose X as my match. Right now there is like a 1X here with that 2X. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and multiply this top equation by 2. So that means this equation is going to become 2X. Oh, let's do a keep change there too. Plus a negative 4Y equals 6. This bottom equation is going to stay the same as 2X. Again, keep change that to plus a negative 3Y equals 12. Now, because my match are the same, I'm going to go through and I am going to subtract 3 times here. That match tells me what I'm going to do. So 2X minus 2X, that's 0. That goes away. Now, when I focus here on my y's, my negative 4y minus a negative 3y is actually going to give me a negative 1y. Then I finish out with my numbers. 6 minus 12 is negative 6. I now have this cute little baby problem to solve, so I can go ahead and finish that. Divide negative 1 on both sides. I get y equals 6. So there you go. You've got part of the answer already. You've got that y is 6. Make sure you're putting that in the right spot. The hard part with this guy is to go back and to figure out what the matching x is. Because I'm going to have to take this 6 and plug it back in to the y on one of these original problems. And I'm going to just go with that first one. So I'm going to have x plus a negative 2 times 6 equals 3. Sorry about that purple line there. Let me fix that. So I'm going to have that equals 3 there. Okay, now as you're going through here, I really want to encourage you to go ahead and just do the math there. So this is really x plus a negative 12 equals 3. And then as I go through here, now I can just add 12 to both sides. So plus 12, I'm going to get x equals 15 as my final answer. So there are my two numbers, my x, my y. Again, I can go to my calculator, and I'm just going to write it out here for you. I can go to my calculator now using my two numbers here and plug it into my second equation here. 2 times 15 is 30, minus 3 times 6 is 18, and 30 minus 18 does equal 12, so I know I have the right answer. Okay, let's check out the next problem. Next problem, when I'm looking to see where my match is at, I don't have an easy match with my x's. You know, there's nothing, you know, my least common multiple would be 12, so I'd have to change both my x's. But when I look at my y's, I can easily make this 2 into a 4 by multiplying by 2. So just remember, I'm going to go through and I'm going to multiply everything there by 2. So I'm going to have 8x plus 4y, and then make sure you have it equal 48. You have to make sure that you are doubling everything. Again, I'm going to keep that bottom equation just as 3x. I'm going to keep change that, so plus a negative 4y equals 7. Now, whenever I go through and see this, though, I see that my match is an opposite match. So I'm going to go through and now I'm going to add everything. And so whenever I go through and add everything, I get 11x here. That goes to 0. And 48 plus 7 is going to give me 55. Now I have the little baby problem. Divide both sides by 11, and you're going to get x equals 5. So there you go. You have that first part of your answer. And we just have to now figure out that y portion. Again, we have to take this part of the 5 and plug it into one of these equations. Whatever one looks easiest to you. I'm going to go with the top equation, this guy here, and I'm going to plop a 5 in for that x. So 4 times 5 is 20. Just do the math right away. Plus 2y equals 24. And so now, quick balancing problem, right? A two-step balancing problem always. So I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides. I get that 2y equals 4. And, again, random purple line. Divide both sides by 2 so that y then equals 2. Plop that in. Again, if I want to go to my calculator and double check this, I'm going to write it in here for you, but you can go to your calculator. 3 times 5 is 15, minus 4 times 2 is 8. 15 minus 8 is 7, so I know that it works. Okay, let's go and check out the next problem. A little bit harder here. With this problem here, I do not have an easy match with the x or the y. So it's like you choose. If you want to make a match with the x's, I would try to make a match at a 6. If I'm going to go with my y's, 12. That would be the least common multiple. I'm going to go with my x's and make a match with a 6. And if you haven't figured it out yet, it's really a matter of sort of flip-flopping, right? It's sort of like flip-flopping those coefficients, what you're multiplying by. So you're going to go through and multiply these guys out. And so I'm going to get that 6x here plus a 6y equals, go away purple line, negative 12. I get another 6x here. Oh, and again, keep change. You know, watch that there. So plus a negative 12y, and then 14 times 3, anybody? Is going to be 42. Good. Okay. So now I can see my match with my x's. So now because they're the same, I'm going to go through and I'm going to subtract everything. But I'm going to be really careful watching this. 6x minus 6x is 0. And then 6y minus a negative 12y is 18y. Watch those negatives. 6 minus the negative 12 really is 6 plus 12. And same thing here. Negative 12 minus 42. Okay, and again, if you're not sure, go through and double check that on your calculator, but you're going to get negative 54 for this guy. Divide both sides by 18. Go to your calculator again. I don't expect you to have this guy memorized, but go to your calculator and you're going to find then that y is equal to negative 3. Again, you make sure you know that that is your y number, so it's going in that second position in that coordinate pair. Come back to whatever equation you think looks easiest. I'm actually going to go with the bottom equation this time. So I'm going to have my 2x plus negative 4 times negative 3 is 12. Do the math right away. And then equals 14. And then just like before, quick balancing problem. It's always going to be a two-step there. So I get 2x equals 2 whenever I'm done going through and subtracting. Again, sorry about the purple line. Divide by 2, we get x equals 1. Final answer there for 1. Again, you want to double check it. I'm going to toss it back up into this top equation. I would have 3 plus negative 9. 3 plus negative 9 is negative 6, so I know it works. Okay, last but not least for this page. Again, another one here where I don't have a nice match. So when I'm thinking about where am I going to make my matches at, if I'm going to match with x's, I'm probably going to aim for 30. Y's, I'm going to go with 14. So you know what? I'm going to make a match with y's, and I'm going to multiply to get to 14. I'm going to multiply the top by 2, the bottom by 7. And again, watch that keep change. And now whenever I go through and change these guys, I'm going to get this guy to be 12x plus a negative 14y equals 16. Again, make sure you multiply everything. This guy is now going to be a negative 35x plus a 14y equals 7. Now again, I'm looking at this and I see my matches. They're opposites of each other. So to make them go away, I'm going to have to add. And so whenever I go through and add here, 12 plus a negative 35. Again, if you're not sure, go to your calculator, but it's going to be negative 23x. This goes to 0. And whenever I add 16 plus 7, I get 23. And you can already see where it's going, right? You're going to see this nice number whenever you divide. You know we're not going to be getting any crazy decimals right now. So we divide everything out. We're going to get x equals negative 1. So you've got your first answer there. It is an x number, so put it into that first spot. Now, where you want to plug it in at, I'm going to go with this bottom one because I'm going to do a negative times a negative. Negative 5 times negative 1 is going to give me 5. plus 2y equals 1. And now again, go through and do a quick balancing problem to balance this guy out. So I get my 2y equals -4. Divide everything by 2, and you get this nice answer of y equals -2. And again, 10 seconds to go through and check it. Check it in that other equation. 6 times -1 is -6. -7 times a -2 is 14. And -6 plus 14 is 8. So you know you have the right answer. Okay, we're going to do a second video for page 125.